have breaking news now at 11:05 on this Tuesday. Soaked, forced out, waiting to go home. Residents in Pasco County have a whole lot of cleaning up to do today, but it might not be over. Thank you. That was Lauren Make reporting as she heads over to Newport Richey. And it's hard to believe that we're talking about shelter and all these other type of perhaps assistance efforts being offered now by different agencies, because we're still in the thick of it. And we have been dealing with this for several days. But last we checked with Lee Spann, I believe, Lee, that you said we still have about another 12 hours of this coming our way. Have we seen the worst, or is this going to get worse? Oh, she was on 275. You're now at West Shore. Oh, my goodness. Look at that water underneath you. Hey, Melissa, what can you tell us? It just breaks my heart to see people speeding through areas like that, because there are people right now that because of this rain, they're losing their belongings, their homes are in you right there. My goodness, get out of there. We'll check back with you in just a bit. But what I was saying is, we've got to make sure that she's safe. What I was saying is that there are people right now whose water is going into their home, they're losing their belongings. When you speed through a road that is covered in water, it is likely that you can get that water to push into the home. So don't do that. Please think of others. It's not only that you're going to get stalled, it's that you could create a lot of damage for other people as well. We do have some more information coming into the newsroom right now at 10:31 as we continue to cover all this flooding, all this rain that has been impacting our area for days, and now it just seems to keep going. Busch Gardens, we are learning now, is closed. This is information coming in from Hillsborough County. Sandbags still available. And Lee, people are still going to need them, because you said this shield of rain still has about another hour and a half to go, and then when that's over, there's still going to be some other drizzles and other rain in the area. I do want to talk about some emails that I'm getting from viewers. Dave Goodfellow, first of all, thank you for watching and staying with us and for reaching out to me, because we talk a lot about the flooding, but what happens after the flooding? Well, Dave Goodfellow out in Holiday is telling me that his street has turned into mush and that he can't get out because, of course, the tires of the cars get stuck in that, so that he's asked for some sort of temporary road, but he hasn't gotten a response yet from Pasco County officials. Well, Dave, the only thing I can tell you is that while it's still raining, I don't think that they're going to be able to do that for you just yet, so hang in there, Dave. Let's take a look at some of the video here from our area. Look at these cars. I mean, the water here at this point, look at that. Knee deep for these guys, and these are emergency personnel, so of course, they need to be out there to try to help people. But even a big Jeep, you know, Leslie was talking about, hey, if you have a big SUV, that's probably your best way to get out on roads like this one. This is Bayshore Drive. But even in this case, that big Jeep, the tires were almost completely covered. Cars stalled out here in Tampa. Look at that. That is, I believe it is. It's a United States Postal Service van. I don't think you're getting your delivery. This guy went out for a food run, and well, it's going to be soggy by the time you get home.
Gene.
And I think it's worth mentioning that water, I mean, by no means is that clear water. That looks like very dirty water. You don't want to get in there. Lee has been talking about the bacteria that you can find in there. I've seen snakes in the middle of the roads in the past few days if you live in a more wooded or suburban area. So, you know, watch out for that. You just don't know what you're going to come across if you do try to get out there, which, of course, you're advised not to do. We do have some shelter information for you. You might think it's safe now, but this rain's not over yet. So if there's only just a few more inches before that water starts coming in, maybe you don't want to risk it. Maybe you just want to get out now. You don't want to deal with that till after this is all gone, so everything is dry. Then you can go in there and see, you know, how your possessions are doing. But what's most important, of course, is your own safety. So even if you don't think you're at risk right now, you may be in a couple of hours. So this is the time to think about, do I want to chance it, or am I going to go to these shelters that are being made available? And we are waiting for a press conference out of Newport Richey. I imagine that as this rain is sweeping through our area, there are a lot of people who don't want to be here, that they're trying to get out of here. Well, that's not going to happen. We have dozens of flights delayed right now at TIA. Our Holly Bounds is there live. Holly, what can you tell us about just the general feeling at the airport? People are pretty frustrated, I bet.
Back to you.
All right, Holly, you know, the airport's not such a bad place to be. You have air conditioning, you're dry, there's bathrooms, and there's food, so better there than being stuck at some other areas where people really, they're asking themselves, not what am I going to eat, but where am I going to go, because I don't feel safe. One of these areas, according to a viewer who just emailed me, and again, thank you for keeping your pictures and comments coming, viewer Alianne Garcia just told me that in Carrollwood Village, there's a lake there that has overflowed. In fact, Chip, I don't know if they're getting sandbags as much as they're getting mud bags at this point, because that sand looks pretty wet, but you know what? Whatever it takes to keep the water out of your home. Wow, Chip Wasowski. Let's go ahead and check in now with Mark Douglas. He's in Palm Harbor, and you are knee deep in water, sir.
And the baby.
Really dramatic rescue, as you mentioned, Mark. Incredible. Are you able? Yeah, you're able to talk to her there, see what she went through. It looks like, and to still have that positive outlook. You know, really, like you said, God bless them, because it's not easy to go through that once. I can't imagine going through it twice, Mark. All right, thank you, Mark. We'll check with you in just a few minutes. I do want to give you some more updates here. Now out of Citrus County, we're hearing here severe flooding reported by residents out in the Fort Island Trail, Crystal Isles area. This is just a sampling of the many, many areas. As a matter of fact, I can show you, I have pages upon pages here of pictures, lists of people writing into us telling us my home is flooded, my backyard's flooded, my car is stalled out. I do want to talk about a viewer who just emailed me. Her name is Giselle Gerwinath. She says she has two special needs children, or special needs children at home, and she cannot get out of her house because the street in front of her house is completely torn up and turned into mush. So it's one of the things to consider, you know, because of all the flooding, how that's mixing in with the asphalt and what could happen to the roads. Giselle, all I can tell you is, you know, you're in our thoughts. Please be safe, of course, and keep those children safe. Giselle, if you need emergency services, please reach out to them and see if they can get you out of there. Maybe the Red Cross can offer some assistance. But I do appreciate you and everybody who's been reaching out to us with pictures, with images. If you can take pictures from your window, from your door, please do so. Send them to me directly. Ramirez at WFLA.com. I'd love to be able to share your experiences. We're all trying to get through this together here. As a matter of fact, let's show you some of the video from the different areas that we've been out and dispatching crews to. This is in Tampa. You can see that truck completely covered there by a tree. Lee was talking about this earlier with all the soggy soil in our area. These roots, in some cases, may not be able to hold up the tree. At noon, as we continue our live coverage, I do want to kind of give you a quick recap here of the top news that you need to know about regarding all this rain and all these floods. First of all, the Anclote River neighborhood there has been evacuated. Also, the Caladesi Travel Trailer Park in Palm Harbor, that's been evacuated. 40 people asked to leave there. We are seeing this shield of rain continuing to come through our area, creating a lot of flooding, and I'm getting a lot of emails from all of you who have been staying with us, so thank you for that, and we'll continue to talk about that in just a moment. But I do want to check in with, yeah, Jeff, if you can have your photographer point over to that dog again on that paddleboard. It just went back the other way. You know, I can't help but think of people who perhaps left their pets inside their homes, maybe crated, and now their homes are flooded. Maybe you're at work. All I can think of is, you know, my thoughts are with you all, because you may have gone to work this morning not thinking that this was going to get so bad, and now you maybe have, you know, a pet at home that is dealing with this by himself or herself. They're trying to get around on kayaks and trying to have a good time. Well, it's a good time until it's not. So just know that you're doing this, you know, at your own risk. This is Platt Street here. This is a good reminder as we're looking at the recycling and trash bins that in some areas certain services have been canceled. And Eugene. Yeah, absolutely right, Mark, but I bet they appreciate the at least a temporary relief, as you yourself are appreciating that, of course, seeing that water receding a bit in your area. Thanks for that live report. Mark Douglas reporting live for us in Palm Harbor. I can tell you that not everybody is seeing that relief. In fact, just a little bit ago, we checked with Candace McCowan out in the Anclote River neighborhood, and it was quite the opposite. All right, Jeff. Yeah, actually, while you were giving your live report there, I just got an email from a viewer, from Jonathan Longnecker. He's in South Tampa. He says there's a lot of flooding where he's at down in South Lois, so that might be an area you might want to check out. I know you have a lot on your plate and lots to check out this morning, Jeff. Thank you so much. By the way, Jonathan, thank you. Jonathan just thanked me for reminding people, and I'm going to do it again, if you have a big car, if you have a big truck, and you feel like you can be out on the water, on the road safely, that's great for you, but keep in mind that you're displacing water and possibly sending all that water into somebody's living room. Not such a nice thing to do. So please don't be selfish. Think of others while you're driving your big truck or SUV through neighborhoods. Let's go ahead and find out what's happening in Port Richey. Lauren Make is joining us from there live. Hi, Lauren. Thank you, Brian. It's 1:11, and the big breaking story of the day is all this rain we've been getting. I'm Eugene Ramirez. Josh Benson joining me now. Welcome, and how was your commute? I got to ask you, because from what we're seeing, it must not have been too easy.
I tell you, well, if it's any kind...
I was just thinking, this crossed my mind, so many people who maybe lost everything here, they're thinking, well, at least I have my faith, at least I have my church. But even their house of worship, Josh, is now, you know, apparently destroyed, or at least heavily damaged by all these floods. Unfortunately, some people who are staying home, they want to be watching their soaps today, and they've been reaching out to us. We got to tell you, Days of Our Lives, that was scheduled for earlier today, is now scheduled to air at 2 a.m. If it's past your bedtime, just set your DVR if you have that option. And we apologize for that, but of course, we do thank you for staying with us as we cover really the biggest story of the day, definitely of the past few weeks. We've been seeing this rain now for weeks.
And it's grim.